What if I told you that in the next 10 minutes, you could see your entire life differently? That in less than the time it takes to scroll through your phone or watch another meaningless video, you could unlock the single truth that will determine who you become or who you'll never be. Most people will never hear this truth. And even if they do, they'll dismiss it. They'll say, I'll start tomorrow, or that doesn't apply to me. And that's why most people live small, safe, and invisible lives. But if you stay here with me, if you give me these 10 minutes, it could be the most eye-opening moment you've ever had. Because here's the uncomfortable reality. You are not who you think you are. The person you present to the world is not the person you are meant to be. Somewhere inside you, there is a version of yourself that is sharper, stronger, more powerful. But you've buried that person under years of doubt, fear, excuses, and wasted time. You've convinced yourself that you'll change later, that you'll be ready when the right moment comes. But what if there is no later? What if this is it? The only chance you have to wake up and take control. The truth is, your life isn't waiting for you. Time is moving whether you're ready or not. Every second you hesitate, every day you spend replaying your mistakes or hiding behind comfort is time you'll never get back. And when your clock runs out, and it will, you won't be thinking about the excuses you made. You'll be haunted by the opportunities you ignored, the courage you never showed, the life you never lived. So let me ask you something. Are you living a life worth remembering? Or are you just existing? Are you fighting for your future? Or are you letting the past chain you down? Because the truth is brutal. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to drag you out of bed. No one is going to hand you the life you dream about. You either wake up now or you stay asleep forever. And I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm here to challenge you. I'm here to shake you awake. I'm here to rip away the comfortable lies and force you to look at the truth you've been avoiding. Because these next 10 minutes, if you let them, will change the way you see your life. But only if you're willing to face yourself, strip away the illusions, and take ownership of everything. So let's begin. Every person walks around as if tomorrow is guaranteed. We live as though life has a pause button, as though the days we waste can somehow be recovered later, as though we can always start next week, next month, or next year. But the most eye-opening truth you will ever face is this. Your time is not yours. You don't own it. You are simply borrowing it, and the lender can take it back without warning. Think about it. You don't know how many years you have left. You don't even know if you have another day. Yet most people act like their clock is infinite. They spend hours scrolling through other people's lives, worrying about things that won't matter in 5 years or worse, sitting on dreams that they've buried under excuses. But time doesn't care about your excuses. Time doesn't care about your fear. Time doesn't stop to let you catch your breath or wait for you to be ready. Time is moving relentlessly, and every tick of the clock is a piece of your life you can never get back. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. You'll either look back and thank yourself for the choices you made today, or you'll regret every single day you wasted thinking you had more time. 10 years sounds like a long time, until you realize how quickly the last 10 years disappeared. Think about it. 10 years ago feels like yesterday, and 10 years from now will feel just as fast. The only difference will be whether you use those years to build, to grow, to evolve, or whether you let them slip through your fingers while convincing yourself you'd get serious someday. Here's the truth that most people can't face. You're already running out of time. You just don't know when the clock hits zero. And that should terrify you enough to wake you up. Most people avoid thinking about death because it feels dark or uncomfortable, but ignoring it doesn't make it any less real. The fact that your life is limited is exactly what should light a fire under you. Because if you really understood how short your time is, you wouldn't waste another second on people who drain you, on jobs you hate, on fears that keep you small. You'd stop living in yesterday and start fighting for today. Think about how much of your life is wasted waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the right mood, waiting for someone to come along and validate you, waiting until you feel ready. But the truth is, you'll never feel perfectly ready. You'll never wake up one day with every fear gone and every answer in place. The people who win in life aren't the ones who wait. They're the ones who act despite the uncertainty. They understand that time doesn't wait, so neither can they. Every moment you spend is a trade. You are trading a piece of your life for something. Some of you are trading your life for scrolling, gossip, comfort, or procrastination. Others are trading it for building businesses, mastering skills, training their bodies, strengthening their minds. Which trade do you think will pay you back in 10 years? Which trade will you regret when your time runs out? And here's something even more brutal. You're not entitled to a long life. You're not guaranteed old age. Every single day, people wake up thinking they have years ahead and never make it to the next sunrise. Yet you, sitting here right now, act as though you have a contract with life that promises you decades. You don't. The universe doesn't owe you tomorrow. That's why every wasted day is an insult to the time you've been given. If you really understood how short life is, you would stop caring so much about what people think. You would stop living for their approval because you'd realize their opinions won't matter when you're gone. If you really understood how short life is, you would stop replaying your past mistakes over and over again because you'd realize you don't have enough time left to waste on regret. If you really understood how short life is, you'd cut out the distractions, the drama, and the excuses because you'd realize every single day counts. And here's the secret. This isn't meant to depress you. It's meant to free you. Because once you see clearly that time is not yours to waste, you suddenly understand the urgency of life. You realize the power you have in today, in this moment, right now. You stop waiting for permission because you don't have time to waste. You stop hesitating because hesitation is death in slow motion. You stop thinking small because you understand how valuable every second is. The most powerful people in this world aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who respect time. They know it's their most precious resource and they refuse to squander it. They live with urgency. They act with discipline and they treat each day like the gift it truly is. That's the difference. So let me ask you, how much of your life are you wasting right now pretending you have forever? How many dreams are you postponing? How many conversations are you leaving unsaid? How many chances are you ignoring because you think you can get to them later? Later is a lie. Later doesn't exist. All you have is now. This very moment is the only guarantee you will ever have. Not next year. Not tomorrow. Not even the next hour. Just now. And if you don't seize it, if you don't take ownership of it, if you don't act on it, then your old self, your stagnant self will continue to steal from you until your time runs out. Life is shorter than you think. Time doesn't belong to you. But what you do with it, that is yours. And that is where your power lies. Comfort is seductive. It whispers in your ear, telling you to stay where you are, to take it easy, to not push too hard. It convinces you that where you are right now is good enough. Comfort tells you that it's safer to stay in the job you hate than to risk failing at something new. It tells you that it's better to stay in a toxic relationship than to face the fear of being alone. Comfort tells you to relax, to rest, to wait. And while you're waiting, while you're resting, while you're convincing yourself that you'll take action, someday your life is passing you by. Comfort is the silent killer because it doesn't destroy you overnight. It destroys you slowly, quietly, without you even noticing. Comfort is not peace. Comfort is paralysis. It makes you think you're safe when in reality you're stuck. It makes you believe you're choosing happiness when all you're really choosing is stagnation. And the dangerous thing about comfort is that it feels good in the moment. It's easy, it's familiar, it doesn't challenge you. But the very things that make comfort feel good are the same things that rob you of your potential. Growth only comes through struggle. Progress only comes through discomfort. The person you want to become lives on the other side of pain, effort, and risk. And if you keep choosing comfort, you'll never meet that version of yourself. Think about it. Every extraordinary achievement, every transformation, every story worth telling came from someone who stepped out of their comfort zone. No one becomes strong by staying in bed. No one builds confidence by hiding from challenges. No one creates a meaningful life by avoiding risk. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. It's where people waste decades convincing themselves they're fine, while secretly knowing they're capable of so much more. It's where people look back at the end of their lives with regret, realizing they never lived, they only existed. And comfort doesn't just waste your time, it weakens you. The more you choose the easy path, the softer you become. Every time you avoid the gym, every time you silence your voice to avoid confrontation, every time you procrastinate on the work you know matters, you are training yourself to be weaker. You're building habits of avoidance, not habits of strength. You're telling your mind and body that it's okay to settle. And once you build that pattern, it becomes harder and harder to break. Before you know it, years have gone by and you've been living the same year on repeat, mistaking survival for living. The worst part is that comfort convinces you you're okay. You're not miserable, but you're not fulfilled either. You're in the middle, and the middle is dangerous because it numbs you. Pain wakes people up. Hitting rock bottom forces change. But comfort traps you in mediocrity, where the pain isn't sharp enough to break you, yet strong enough to keep you from thriving. And so you coast. You live half awake. You convince yourself that tomorrow you'll push harder, but tomorrow never comes. Here's the reality. Nothing extraordinary will ever happen inside your comfort zone. If you want a better life, you're going to have to risk. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to face fear, rejection, failure, and uncertainty. That's the price of growth. And if you're not willing to pay that price, then you've already chosen your life. You've chosen smallness. Comfort feels like safety, but it's actually the most dangerous place you can live. Because while you're sitting in comfort, the world is moving forward. Other people are growing. Opportunities are passing. And when you finally wake up, when you finally realize how much time you've wasted, it's often too late to recover. That's why you have to wake yourself up now. You have to break the pattern. You have to start doing the things that scare you, because those are the things that will transform you. Ask yourself, what have you been avoiding? Because it's uncomfortable. Is it speaking your truth? Is it chasing a dream? Is it leaving a job that drains you? Is it starting the business you've been talking about for years? Is it finally getting your body in shape? Whatever it is, that thing you're avoiding, that is the key to the next level of your life. And the longer you avoid it, the longer you choose comfort, the longer you choose to stay stuck. There is no growth without pain. There is no strength without resistance. There is no success without risk. Comfort promises you peace, but it delivers regret. Discomfort promises you struggle, but it delivers freedom. That's the trade. And the people who change their lives, the people who live fully, the people who become legends in their own world, those are the people who choose discomfort daily. They run toward the challenge. They seek out the hard path because they know the hard path is the only path that leads anywhere worth going. So the next time you feel the pull of comfort, remember this. It is not your friend. It is not protecting you. It is not keeping you safe. It is suffocating you. It is slowly draining the fire out of you. And if you don't fight back, if you don't choose to step into discomfort, you will one day look back and realize you never lived the life you were capable of living. Don't let comfort steal your potential. Don't let it convince you that good enough is enough. Don't let it kill you slowly while you sit there thinking you have time, because you don't. Life is short, growth is hard, but nothing is more painful than looking back and realizing you wasted your chance because you wanted to stay comfortable. Excuses are the most dangerous lies you will ever tell because you believe them. They sound reasonable, logical, even protective. They give you a way out, a way to avoid risk, failure, or embarrassment. Excuses whisper, you're too tired, you'll do it tomorrow. They tell you you're not ready yet, maybe later. They assure you you're not good enough, so why even try? And the more you repeat these stories, the more you turn them into truth. You build a cage with your own words, lock yourself inside, and then wonder why your life feels so small. The truth is, excuses are comfortable. They protect your ego. They let you avoid discomfort. They allow you to shift responsibility onto something else, time, money, circumstances, or even other people. If you fail to chase your dream, it's not you who failed, right? It is because you didn't have enough resources or because the timing wasn't right. But here's the hard reality. The stories you tell yourself are the only thing standing between you and the life you want. Excuses don't protect you. They trap you. They rob you of growth, of progress, of opportunity. And they keep you repeating the same cycles year after year, all while convincing you it's not your fault. Every excuse is rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of hard work, fear of what other people will think. But you cover that fear with stories that sound respectable. You say you don't have time, but in reality, you waste hours scrolling, watching, distracting yourself. You say you don't have money, but you've never even tried to budget, save, or invest in yourself. You say you don't know where to start, but you've never actually committed to learning. Excuses are elegant disguises for fear, and as long as you let them live inside of you, you'll never move forward. Think about it. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary faced the same challenges you face. They didn't have more time in their day. They weren't magically fearless. They didn't have a guarantee of success. What separated them from everyone else was this. They refused to believe their own excuses. They didn't let the story of I can't or I'm not ready dictate their lives. They took action anyway, even when it was inconvenient, even when it was terrifying, even when it was messy. And that's why they grew, why they succeeded, why they changed their lives. Excuses also distort your reality. The more you repeat them, the more you convince yourself that they're true. I'm too old, I'm too young, it's too late for me, I don't have the talent. These aren't facts, they're stories. And when you live by these stories, you build walls around your potential. You stop even trying because you've already decided the outcome in your head. The mind is powerful, and if you tell it the same lie long enough, it will fight to protect that lie. That's why breaking free from excuses isn't just about willpower. It's about reprogramming the way you think. The question you need to ask yourself is this: are you living in excuses or in truth? Because the truth might hurt, but it's what sets you free. The truth is, you have time, you're just not prioritizing. The truth is, you can learn, you just don't want to be uncomfortable. The truth is, you're not too old or too young. You're just scared of failing. The truth is, you're capable, you just haven't decided to commit. And until you face those truths, until you stop hiding behind excuses, nothing in your life will change. Excuses are dangerous because they feel safe. They let you avoid accountability. They give you an identity. You might even start introducing yourself by your limitations. I'm not a morning person. I'm not good with money. I don't have the discipline. But those aren't your identity. They're excuses you've repeated so often that you've mistaken them for who you are. You are not your excuses. You are not your fears. You are not your limitations. You are what you choose to become when you stop telling yourself lies. Here's the harsh truth. Life doesn't care about your excuses. The world doesn't stop because you're scared. Opportunities don't wait because you're not ready. Time doesn't pause while you figure it out. Every day you spend in excuses is a day you never get back. And at the end of your life, when you look back, do you really want your story to be filled with reasons you couldn't, instead of proof that you did? If you want to change your life, you have to destroy your excuses. You have to catch yourself in the act of lying and shut it down immediately. When you hear yourself say, I don't have time, stop and ask, what am I really afraid of? When you hear yourself say, I'll do it tomorrow, challenge yourself, if not now, when? When you catch yourself saying, I don't know how, replace it with, I'll figure it out. That's how you rewire your thinking. That's how you strip away the lies and step into truth. You'll never rise while you're dragging your excuses behind you. They are chains, and every excuse you repeat adds another link to that chain. If you want freedom, if you want growth, if you want to finally see what you're truly capable of, you have to drop them. You have to take radical responsibility for your life. Stop pointing to your past. Stop blaming your circumstances. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The perfect conditions will never come. All you have is now. So stop lying to yourself. Stop telling stories that keep you stuck. Stop living small because you're afraid to fail. Excuses will steal your potential, your joy, your time, and eventually your life. The longer you feed them, the stronger they become. But the moment you decide to break free, to stop giving power to lies and start living in truth, that's the moment everything changes. Your excuses are not real. They are not facts. They are not destiny. They are stories, and you have the power to write a different one. No one is coming to save you. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. No person, no circumstance, no miracle will suddenly appear and fix your life. If you're waiting for someone to rescue you from your problems, you will wait forever. This is the truth most people don't want to hear because it demands responsibility. It demands that you stop pointing fingers, stop blaming the past, and stop hoping that one day something outside of you will change everything. The only person who can save you is the one staring back at you in the mirror. And until you take full ownership of your life, you will always remain stuck, powerless, and dependent on illusions that will never come true. Radical ownership means taking complete responsibility for everything in your life. The good and the bad, the wins and the losses, the mistakes and the victories. It means saying, if my life isn't where I want it to be, it's on me. If I'm not growing, it's on me. If I'm surrounded by the wrong people, it's on me. If I'm not financially stable, it's on me. If I'm unhappy, it's on me. And while that may sound harsh, it's also the most liberating truth you'll ever accept. Because if it's on you, then that means you also hold the power to change it. You are not powerless. You are not doomed. You are not a victim of fate. You are in control, but only when you stop making excuses and start taking ownership. It's easy to look at your struggles and blame them on outside forces. Maybe your parents didn't support you. Maybe your boss doesn't appreciate you. Maybe society feels stacked against you. Maybe people betrayed you. All of those things may be true, but they are not the reason you are where you are today. What put you here is how you responded. Pain is inevitable. Injustice is real. Life isn't fair, but you always have a choice. Either you own your reality or your reality owns you. Radical ownership demands that you stop waiting for life to become fair and instead decide to rise above it anyway. Think about it. How many people spend their whole lives waiting for motivation, waiting for opportunity, waiting for the right time, waiting for someone else to believe in them? And while they wait, life moves on. The years disappear. The opportunities vanish. And when they finally look back, they realize they were never waiting on life. They were waiting on themselves. If you want your life to change, stop waiting for permission and start creating your own path. Radical ownership also means you stop outsourcing your happiness. Nobody owes you joy, respect, or success. Not your friends, not your partner, not your family, not society. And if you spend your whole life expecting someone else to make you happy, you will forever feel disappointed. Happiness is built, not delivered. Fulfillment is earned, not given. You create it by the choices you make daily, by the standards you set for yourself, and by the discipline you bring into your life. Nobody else can give you that. This level of responsibility is uncomfortable because it removes all excuses. You can no longer say, I didn't succeed because of them, or I failed because of this situation. Ownership means no more hiding. If you didn't succeed, it's because you didn't do what was required. If you failed, it's because you weren't prepared or disciplined enough. If you're unhappy, it's because you haven't taken the steps to change your life. That's a hard truth to swallow, but it's also the only truth that gives you power. Because as long as the blame belongs to someone else, the solution is outside of your control. But the moment you own it, the power comes back into your hands. Every great transformation in history started with someone deciding to stop waiting for help and start helping themselves. The entrepreneur who built a business didn't wait for someone to hand them money. They figured it out. The athlete who broke records didn't wait for someone to push them. They pushed themselves harder than anyone else could. The survivor who overcame adversity didn't wait for a savior. They became their own. And you can do the same. If you're willing to let go of the fantasy that life owes you something and embrace the reality that you owe it to yourself. When you practice radical ownership, you stop living in reaction and start living with intention. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? You ask, what can I do about it? Instead of complaining about what's out of your control, you focus on what is in your control. You stop wasting energy on blame and redirect it into action. Ownership doesn't mean you won't fail. It means you'll take full responsibility when you do. Learn from it and rise stronger. Understand this. No one is coming to wake you up in the morning. No one is coming to force you to study, to work, to build, to grow. No one is coming to drag you out of mediocrity. If you don't fight for your dreams, no one else will. If you don't demand more from yourself, no one else can. And if you don't take ownership of your life right now, then you will continue to drift, watching others rise while you stay stuck in the same place. Radical ownership is not a one-time choice. It's a daily discipline. Every day you wake up and ask yourself, what can I control today? What choices will move me forward? What excuses will I destroy before they destroy me? And then you act on it. You don't wait until it's easy. You don't wait until it feels good. You take action because it's your responsibility and because you know no one else will do it for you. So stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop blaming. The world does not owe you anything. Nobody is coming to save you, but you don't need them to. You already have everything you need. The strength, the discipline, the courage, it's inside of you. And the moment you decide to own every part of your life, the failures, the flaws, the victories in the future, that's the moment you unlock your true power. Life rewards the person who takes full responsibility, not the one who waits for rescue. Radical ownership is the key. And when you choose it, when you fully commit to it, you'll finally understand that you never needed saving. You only needed to step up and save yourself. There is only one moment in your life that truly belongs to you, and it is not yesterday, and it is not tomorrow. It is right now. The present moment is the only space where change, growth, decisions, and action can exist. Yet most people miss it. They're either trapped in the regrets of the past or lost in the worries of the future. They replay old mistakes, dwell on broken opportunities, or fantasize about what might come one day. But here's the truth. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow isn't promised. And if you don't take control of this moment, the one you are living in right now, you will waste the only thing you ever really have. The power of now is not just a phrase. It is the secret doorway to transformation, freedom, and unstoppable progress. Most of us live our lives as if we have unlimited time, but time is the most fragile and limited resource we will ever be given. The moment you waste, you will never get back. The conversations you avoid, the risks you delay, the opportunities you ignore, they will not circle back forever. At some point, the window closes. People often say, I'll start when I'm ready, but what they don't realize is that readiness doesn't come first. Action does. You don't wait for courage to appear before you move forward. You move forward, and courage rises to meet you. And the only place where action can take place is in the present moment. Not in the memories of your past, not in the promises of your future. Right here, right now. Think about how much of your life you've already lost to hesitation. How many times did you want to speak up, but stayed silent? How many chances did you want to take, but convinced yourself you weren't ready? How many dreams have you locked away because you thought tomorrow would be a better time? Every single one of those moments was stolen, not by your lack of ability, but by your unwillingness to live in the now. And the truth is, you are not short on opportunities. You are short on urgency. The now is powerful because it forces you to strip away illusions. The past is an illusion. It exists only in your memory. The future is an illusion. It exists only in your imagination. The now is the only moment that is real. It is the only time you can breathe, speak, move, and decide. The more you train yourself to live in the present, the less power regret and anxiety will have over you. Regret is a voice of the past. Anxiety is a voice of the future. Present silence is both and gives you clarity. That's why the most powerful individuals in history, leaders, creators, athletes, learn to master the present moment. They weren't dwelling on yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's uncertainties. They acted with full commitment in the now, and that's why they achieved what others only dreamed about. But the now also demands courage. Because living fully in the present means letting go of your excuses. You can't hide behind the story that says, I'll do it later. You can't keep saying, someday I'll change. The present moment exposes you because it's raw and real. And that's exactly why it's powerful. Because it forces you to face yourself honestly. Are you moving forward or are you hiding? Are you taking control or are you drifting? The now doesn't lie. You can use this very moment, this breath, this heartbeat, as the point where everything begins to shift. You don't need more time. You don't need more permission. You don't need more certainty. You need to claim the now with radical commitment. Decide right now that the past has no authority over you anymore. Decide right now that you won't wait for the perfect day to take the first step. Decide right now that your excuses are no longer valid. The instant you choose the present moment, your life begins to accelerate. Living in the now doesn't mean you ignore your past or disregard your future. It means you stop letting them control you. You learn from yesterday, but don't let it imprison you. You plan for tomorrow, but don't let it paralyze you. You act in today because today is all you ever really touch. The people who transform their lives aren't the ones with the perfect circumstances. They're the ones who act while everyone else is hesitating. The difference between success and regret is often just a decision made in the now. One phone call you choose to make, one conversation you choose to have, one risk you choose to take, one discipline you choose to start. These moments don't feel big when they happen, but over time they stack and they shape everything. Imagine how your life would look if you stopped postponing and started owning every single now you're given. Imagine if you treated each moment as the most important moment of your life, because it is. When you look back at your life years from now, you won't regret the moments when you tried and failed. You'll regret the moments when you didn't even try. You'll regret the times when the opportunity was right in front of you, but you let it slip because you thought you had more time. Don't let the future version of yourself look back and wish you had lived differently. Give that future version of yourself a reason to be grateful because you acted, because you seized the now, because you refused to waste it. Right now is a gift. That's why it's called the present. You don't get to keep it. You only get to use it. And when you understand that, you stop wasting it on fear, doubt, or excuses. You start filling it with action, growth, and progress. 10 minutes of deep focus in the now can move your life further than 10 years of waiting for the right time. That's how powerful it is. So ask yourself this: what will you do with this moment? Will you waste it or will you use it? Will you drift through it or will you claim it? The next 10 minutes of your life can change everything. If you're willing to stop running from the present and start owning it, everything you want, everything you dream of, everything you're capable of, it doesn't live in the past or the future. It lives right here, right now, and it's waiting for you to step into it fully. Every second you hesitate, life moves forward without you. Every moment you delay, opportunities slip into the hands of someone bolder, someone braver, someone willing to act now. The truth is, no one is going to hand you more time. No one is going to rescue you from your own excuses. The clock does not pause for you, and it will not rewind. This moment, right here, right now, is your chance to draw the line, to say, the old me is gone, the hesitant me is gone, the fearful me is gone, because the person you are becoming isn't waiting in the past, and they're not hiding in the future. They are born in this very second out of the decisions you make today. Don't waste your life looking back at what you cannot change or forward to what you cannot control. You only ever own the now. And if you own it fully, if you act with urgency, courage, and discipline, then this moment becomes the spark that ignites everything. So choose. Choose presence over regret. Choose courage over fear. Choose action over delay. Choose now, because now is the only time that has ever truly belonged to you. And what you do with it will decide everything.